yeah, the experience is the lit part. Mm-hmm. It's the rap music, the profanity. That's really who we are. Like, we're genuine in that, and we don't want to change that part in our fitness space. And then the other part is like not just transforming the body, but the mind and the soul, and who you surround yourself with will really make a difference in who you are and like how you move in your life.
What's up, y'all? You're tuning in to the Here to Uplift podcast. If you've been here before, welcome back. And thank you for being a part of our Uplift community. If you're new here, woohoo! Thanks for joining us, and we hope you continue listening and engaging with our community, where we center the stories of inspiring and impactful entrepreneurs and community leaders. I'm Lolo Fisher, your host, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into it. All right, y'all, welcome back to the Here to Uplift podcast. I'm your host, Lolo, and I'm super excited that as we are moving from January into February, we got this group podcast going, and we're going to get things going good with some deep conversations, but also some of the lighthearted stuff. So I'm here with a return special guest, Christina, as well as her sisters, Tracy and Kelly. So right from the start, I want to get into what y'all do, what your business is, so that we can get into the juice of how it came to be. So tell us, what is your business, the MindBodySoul Lab?
Well, what's up, y'all? It's me, Chris, back again. The MindBodySoul Lab is basically the latest hit workout program in the Bay Area. We really are creating an inclusive and safe space for people of color in the fitness space. We cater to people that love hip hop, rap, R&B, Afro beats, and our main mission is to really build a community that is full of confidence, culture, and consistency. So that's really what the MindBodySoul Lab embodies.
Oh, the 3 C's. Was that alliteration intentional?
It's really 4 C's, but I use community as I went into that, so that's okay.
She did all 4, so that's all.
Perfect. Okay, so how did the MindBodySoul Lab come to be? Especially as sisters, because I feel like that's got to be hard running your business as sisters.
Yeah, I'll go, and then sister Tracy. I'm Kelly. That's sister Tracy. I call her sister and her ate. So if you hear me say sister and ate, that's what I'm referring to. So it was 2022, was it? 2021. And I'd reached out to my sisters, and I was like, I have an idea for our business, because we've always talked about doing something together. And I was like, have you all seen those videos on Instagram of those lit workouts in Atlanta or in Houston?
Like, talking about like the loft?
Yes. I was like, we could do that. I was like, we could do that. I was like, it's low overhead, 1, 2, like it's realistic. And like, I wanted to do something that could bring my sisters and I together. Mm-hmm. And that was something for us that we could genuinely grow into, right? And we really didn't know what we were doing. We were kind of just like, let's figure it out. And I pitched the idea to them, and they're like, let's do it. And we all dug deep into it. We're like, F it, we in it. And a year later, it took us how many months, sister, you think, to like actually host our first class from like the idea?
Maybe like 2 months, because we talked about it, and then the first one was in San Jose, and then we did Fresno. So
it was like
a few months.
Pop-up format?
Yeah. So it took us some time to really orchestrate, ideate, like figure out the name, how we were going to do it, the cadence. We first thought like, we need a gym. We were crazy. We really thought we were going to have a gym right off the bat. We had no members. We had no money. Like
$50,000 loan today. Go to the bank.
We had no idea what we thought we were going to do. But now, looking back, technically a year and a half, almost 2 years later, here we are. We have members. We have people that really believe in us and continue to come to us because of, our mission and how we support people. So
definitely. I love that. So in terms of that membership growth, like what does that look like from when you started during the pop-up settings, like to now having not your own physical location, but you have like a planted space that you're in regularly, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it's been very consistent. Our first pop-up, we had a lot of people to come out and support us. And I think just like our family and friends and just word of mouth and our memberships, people just keep coming back to our class. I think it's been very consistent. Like sometimes you'll see during the week, well, my sister's here mainly because I live in Fresno, but You can see like sometimes in the videos, like it slacks off just a little bit, but I think it's been very consistent, and I think people support us and they keep coming back to our classes because of what we offer.
Yeah, I love that. I know I got to take my first class recently, and it was so fun. It was so fun. You could just feel everybody's spirit was high energy, so positive. What I really loved is that you see folks of all shapes and sizes in the room, and then regardless of what color we are, because the lights are off, you can't really see, you can feel the culture.
Oh, you were there for Litness Fitness after hours.
Yes,
that's why the lights were off.
After hours class.
That's why the lights were off. Everyone.
You know, as soon as I was like, oh, it's squat time, she's talking about all the squats. Chris is just going through the movements. I'm like, yeah, catching on, and then all of a sudden it was like cash money with 9 and 2 9. I was like, look, for a second, you know, I can't even think about what the squats were doing because I'm over here like, wait, contain it. So I definitely feel like that vibe, that energy, it's something that attracts people for sure. So what does it look like in terms of how you reach people and how you build your community? Is it more we're an experience that we're trying to bring people into, or is it we're in the business of transformation and helping people lose weight, grow strength? Like, what is the balance there?
I definitely would say that it's a mix of both. Number one, I feel like you can go anywhere to work out, right? And you can go anywhere to get on a workout plan and just have that experience. But our class is an actual like community experience. We want people to make friendships and have relationships. I don't know how many members I've had tell me when they leave our class, like, I've been really struggling with something, and just being here in this environment with these, you know, different people of all different shapes, sizes, and ethnicities is just makes you feel like, okay, I want to come back and I want to do more. It doesn't feel like fitness is just like a task. Like, I have to do this because I have to lose this weight. It's like I really want to be here. And I think that was like the main purpose of MindBodySoul Lab, was to create a space where it wasn't just about transformation, which is really important. We're seeing our members constantly transforming. Like, we have a lot of ladies that are like, I've never had a booty, Christina, until I started coming to your guys' classes. And that's, some of them only been with us 4, 5, 6 months, and we're seeing the physical transformation, but the most important transformation that we've seen is the glow on their face, the smile when they come in. I had some members that were really emotional, like, you know, just would break down for like anything, but now you just see like this confidence because I look good, I feel good, I have a community of, for some reason, we're dominantly women, and I don't know what happened. Males, you guys are welcome. We want you to come, but it's just this real strong sense of womanhood and empowerment within our community. So, yeah, the experience is the lit part. It's the rap music, the profanity. That's really who we are. Like, we're genuine in that, and we don't want to change that part in our fitness space. And then the other part is like not just transforming the body, but the mind and the soul, and who you surround yourself with will really make a difference in who you are and like how you move in your life.
Definitely. I really like to think of movement as kind of a central part of living. Like, just it's part of who we are and what we do as humans. But I think fitness in the industry is talked about as like, you gotta be sweating, you gotta not like what you're doing and just push through anyway. But there's ways to have fun exercising. Absolutely. And I think that's really like a deterrent for some people in terms of like wanting to lose weight or gain strength, is they don't enjoy exercise, but they haven't had an experience like this.
Exactly. Well, and two, because we conduct our classes in a group setting, for example, you can go to some of those classes like a Berries boot camp, an Orange Theory, what have you, and you go into stations that are timed, which are cool. I like them too, but you're not doing it together. There's something about with our classes when we say 3, 2, 1, let's go, Jack, and we're all doing it together. You feel the momentum, you feel the energy from everyone counting together. We're struggling together. We're feeling the burn together. But like literally, you feel it from our coaches. We're doing the workout with you. How many times do you go to workout class? And the class, besides maybe yoga, is the instructor doing the workout with you?
Yeah. Yep.
Not often. And so with that, with our instructors, with our members all doing the workout together, you feel that energy. You're high-fiving someone knowing like they got as low as they could on that squat. And I'm like, if I can talk and yell at you while I'm coaching, you need to get your ass lower. All right. If my ass is low, your ass need to be low.
Right. You're like, I might be out of breath, but I still got it, so you can do it.
Exactly.
We'll do it together.
It's like a little fun, like bullying banter that I like to do.
a bully.
We're all very different. Okay. Some of our coaches are not bullies, are kinder than I am, but to each his own.
Well, so that's a good point, actually. Is like you have your own style of how you coach folks and how you get them going. You have your own style. Each of you does it into your in your own ways. So what does it look like in terms of getting new coaches and recruiting to make sure that everybody's on that same page in the business?
I'll take that. So really, because we actually have only 4 coaches total. Oh, well, no, actually 5 coaches. Myself, Kelly, we have Coach Mike that teaches Litness Fitness after hours. We have Coach Alex that kind of subs into different classes when we need her. And then we also have Coach Deb that we added on this season. She teaches our extreme hip hop step class. And honestly, the way that we kind of try to keep them all together is hosting trainings. Right now, Kelly is actually revamping our trainings as well. We're constantly growing each and every class as well. And, one of us is always there at a class with the coach. So, it's actually constant feedback all the time. And our coach Mike, you can see us in class all the time. We have our little bicker and banter, but that's only because we want to give the best experience that we can in our workouts. And it's not, and for us, we don't want to make it seem like it's just about the lights off and the glow in the dark bracelets and the necklaces. We want the workout to actually work. We want, you to go home and be sore, and we want you to come back and work out those areas again and continue to build and get better each week. So it's just constant communication. Recently, we just hosted our 1-year anniversary where we honored our coaches as well and made sure that we treated them with gifts and just letting them know we're a small business. We're family owned. We're female owned, but, we're just trying to create a community also within our small little pod, our small little team. So constant communication. And again, Kelly's working on that training revamp so that we're all kind of tight and on one accord for 2023. And we're actually going to be adding
2024.
Oh, no. What? See, I worked really hard this year, y'all. 2024. But yeah, and we're actually bringing on hopefully 1 or 2 new coaches for the new year. So.
Awesome. And, that's going to just continue expanding as you grow the business, because I know y'all have mentioned, like, we're here now, and there's always going to be goals to expand, not just to one location, but possibly more in the future. I know I heard y'all's interview earlier in 2023 about, like, we want to be everywhere. So I'm like, that's really exciting to figure out how you can create that training program. I won't say perfect it, because there's no such thing as perfect, but, continue progressing it so that every trainer, I can go to San Diego, I can go to LA, and I'm like, I know I'm going to get the latest hit experience anywhere I go because they were trained by the original sisters.
Exactly.
Okay, so y'all didn't come from the fitness industry though, right? Or did you?
No, I would be the closest one. I played collegiate basketball at UCLA, and then I played professionally in the Philippines. I have dual citizenship because our mom is Filipino, so I was able to represent and play on the Philippines national team there.
Nice.
So that's the closest I have to fitness industry.
That's definitely fitness.
But it's very much fitness. But being able to start the MBS lab with my sisters was a way for us to, stay fit together. Because I'm not going to play basketball with my sisters. Let's be real.
Excuse me.
No offense. But, that's something we can all do together. And, health is wealth. So being able to invest in our bodies, our minds, and our souls together and, our financial stability as we continue to grow, why not?
Right. Right. Okay. Definitely the entrepreneurial spirit there, Kelly. I see you.
Can we talk about our athletic background? Thank you, my sister.
Oh,
they're captain of her basketball team in middle school.
In middle school.
How was that, sister?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
I will never forget winning the field hockey championship in 6th grade.
I was going to say, no, but so me and my sister Tracy, we don't have much athletic background, but we have a lot of heart and passion. And, I used to be over 250 something pounds. So
really?
Just learning fitness in general when you're going through your own journey, your own dieting, those ups and downs of being in the gym like what's working for you, what classes aren't, you know. And when Kelly did come up with the idea to create our class, I knew it was something we needed. Even living in Vegas, which is very diverse, I couldn't really find a class that really like fit the vibe I was looking for. I want to enjoy my workout. I do not want to feel like I'm dying at a boot camp. I'll be honest with you. That's just, if we're going to have a boot camp, it better be lit. It better be, I want to hear some Mike Jones. I want to hear some Boosie. I just want to put like my flavor into it. And that's what I really enjoy about working out. So, you know, we all take our experiences. Like we've all, you know, been in the gym working out. Kelly actually being a professional athlete has really like kind of helped shape our program, but not make it just about the fitness, because I think there's enough businesses that are just focused on the fitness side. And yes, we want results, but also at what cost. I've had members that have come up to me that have been at other gyms, and they're like, we left that gym because I got results physically, but I didn't feel like this was a home gym. I wasn't making a home, like a gym family, and nothing is catered to me at this gym. So for me and my sisters, that's really important that we're able to offer that experience.
Definitely. And what industry are you coming from, Tracy?
Like, what do you mean?
Like career wise?
Okay. Well, I just work at the hospital. I work at Kaiser.
Okay, so still within healthcare, you're seeing a lot of the impact in the health industry.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, do you mean am I athlete too? No.
No, I love it. Well, I think what has already been brought up is like, regardless of the industry, we all have different goals for our body and like how we want to have our lifestyles just in our day to day. Like some folks are like, I'm gonna be moving and grooving all day, every day. Like I'm sure as a professional athlete, it just doesn't stop at some points. Versus a lot of us are still just trying to fight a sedentary lifestyle. So we're not like stuck in a seat or at a desk all day. So that kind of brings me to like our bigger topic today. This is going to be aired. So folks listening, watching, this will be aired like right before February. And most statistics for the past 3 years, I want to say the research has shown that around 80% of folks give up on their New Year's resolutions, especially fitness ones, before February even hits. So that's like a 4-week span of like, can I even keep it up? So I want to know, like, why do you think that is? Why do you think we can't keep up with our resolutions, our goals? Why do we give up so easily? And what can we do to stop it?
Yeah, I think personally, just going from like into the new year, people set their expectations too high. It's just like, it's no way you can go from eating hamburgers and candy all day and then now you want to be vegan. It's just like, take baby steps. It's like, like never put too much on your plate to where you, I don't want to say people set their self up to fail, but it's basically like they do. They set their expectations too high. And I think with like me, I gained weight over the years, but like most of my life, I've always been fit. Not even just playing with sports, but just having like a boyfriend that was a physical, he was like my personal trainer. He personal trained, so he kept me in shape. For like really good, like working out. He really was on me. Yes. Girl, that's another conversation.
I'll take that offline.
No, but he like kept me focused. Like he said, and the goals that he set wasn't too high. They were attained. Like I was able to attain them and reach them. So I think people going into the new year, they just set their expectations way too high. It's just to where they fail, or they just put too much on their plate. It's just with me, like now after I'm done with the surgery, like healing and everything, I'm going to go back into losing weight. So I'm going to go take baby steps. I'm not just going to tomorrow just decide I'm not going to eat this anymore. I'm going to completely cut all meat out of my diet. No, first I'm going to take beef out, then pork, then chicken. It's just like baby steps. Take sodas out, but you can still have juice here and there, but people become too extreme and it's like you can't keep up with that.
Gotcha.
So that's why I think why they fail, but
unattainable.
That's just
too high expectations. No, that's good. I think that's real.
It's just be realistic.
There's some people who can do things like cold turkey, cut something out, but
you're not
reality for majority. I feel like. Okay, what else?
Yeah, I'll go with what my sister said, right? Being realistic with your expectations. A lot of people don't really know their expectations, right? People see where they want to go, right? It's good to see where you want to go and then work backwards. But being realistic with your lifestyle, your parameters within that life. Do you have kids? Do you not have kids? Do you cook? Do you not cook? How close are you to a gym? Are you going to do it at home? Are you hiring a trainer? Like, all of those things need to be taken under consideration when referring to your fitness journey. Are you trying to lose weight or gain weight? Are you trying to gain muscle? Or, there's so many parameters that people don't think about, right? So that's a main reason why people fail. It's like, I just want to be fit. Why? For what? What are you trying to do? You want to be skinny? Cool. It's cool to be skinny, but what you gonna do? That's a lot. That's a lot you got to do for that. Yeah. So, for us, with our members, we do want to offer those opportunities where people can set those goals and, those 6-week challenges, 8-week challenges. Yes. But right now, people coming to our classes, we offer 8 classes a month? 12 classes a month. There you go. Sorry, I forget. 12 classes a month. And yet people are still getting results because they're coming to our classes consistently, right? With us, we provide that consistency. Community, right? That's one of our other pillars, right? When they have that consistency and they have that community, they're going to commit longer than those 8 weeks, right? We also provide that culture. Now they have that consistency in a community where the culture is being cultivated, right? So we have all of these things in our one space within the MBS lab where we can do everything together so that after they reach that 8 weeks, they're like, well, why would I leave now? I have everything I need in this one space. Yeah. So that's why I think we're different, and why, when people come to our gyms, they can last longer than those 8 weeks of the expected fitness journey.
Yeah, I love that. And also, I'm like such a nerd for alliteration, so I'm like, give me the consistency, the community.
You're gonna remember it.
I will, and that's actually huge. As I think we talk about accountability as one of the tools for sticking with goals, but so often. Maybe it's just me. I'll talk personally. I've struggled with finding accountability partners. I feel like I'm way better at holding other people accountable than people usually are at holding me accountable. And there's this tough spot of like, you got to have grace for yourself and have grace for each other. Like when things come up, when you make mistakes, but I'm somebody who needs to be pushed, like push me. Like I want it, I need it. And people are always afraid to push me, actually hold me accountable. So I struggle with finding people that will actually help with that. But group classes is one of the best ways for me to at least say, like, especially if you put in your dollar down, I put my money down, like I'm sticking to something, I'm expecting to see people. So getting that sense of friendship and community really helps for me. But accountability is one of those tips I think we always receive that's like way harder than, easier said than done.
I would say that we might be even like super lax to be a fitness company as far as like we hold our members accountable for sure, but I think it's also going at like your pace and like I always ask like what is it that you're looking for to get out of this, because if you're not going to come to the 3 classes a week, then pay by class. Like if you want to do the membership, say if you are planning to do more than 3 times a month, do the membership, right? I want what works for you. I've just working on my own fitness journey, I've really just hated some of like the grubby sales that they've, that they kind of try to pitch at you. And it's just like, well, just do the membership and they don't care if you never come back. And I genuinely care. Like even my sister-in-law, she's a member and like I'm popping up at her house and I'm staring at her and I'm like, so are you going to come to class? Or like, what are you doing? And I'm like, it probably sucks that I'm her coach and one of her coaches, but it's like, I am going to push you, but I'm also going to hear you out. And when you say, the kids and this, okay, like handle that business and then get back in. Where we're at. We're here. I'm going to check in on you, but I don't want to push anyone to the point where you feel ashamed because you're not where you want to be in your fitness journey. Like I've literally avoided some certain personal trainers and coaches because I didn't want to come back. And I avoided them. And also because I was pushed so past my limits that fitness wasn't enjoyable. And so like, I understand that I want someone that holds me accountable, but be genuine with me when it comes to that relationship. And I think that's also what we offer, the authenticity. And I hope that's something we can maintain as we continue to grow. And I know that comes with hiring people that have like that like-minded, thought process like us. But yeah, so for me, like accountability is huge, but I think you have to meet people where they're at. And I think we get enough shame already when it comes to the fitness industry. And so that's not something like we really want to feed into.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And when you can't keep up with whatever you're trying to attain, if the expectations are too high, it's taking that pause rather than a full stop. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also, I forgot one of our other our core values is confidence. I didn't say that word yet. But with what you were just saying is like a lot of people are in fitness gyms or spaces where they don't feel confident. They will go to spaces where they see people that look a certain way, or their coaches may not, you know, build them up. And I'm not saying to lie to someone, but, you know, gas me up. You know, if I look good today, my booty looking plump, my booty look plump. Like, tell me. But I'm just saying, like, we build each other up in our group.
Yep.
And that's what I think builds on to that authenticity, that genuine experience that more people want and need.
Right. I love that. I love that. So I kind of want to tap into each of your own experiences with confidence and body image, and like if any transformation has happened. And I know, Chris, you already mentioned you had a weight loss journey, right?
Yeah.
Weight loss, and girl, you strong as hell. So I'm gonna just say that when we're in class, I'm like, I'm dying. She's just like, keep it going. I'm like, right. Keep breathing. But can you tell me about what your journey has been with weight loss, but more specifically with the confidence process of that and transforming yourself physically?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we talked about this last time when I was here. I had spent like 2 years living in Vegas, and I was long distance from my man, and it was just me and my daughter. And I think right before Vegas too, like I was like probably like my biggest I had ever been, and I'm looking at pictures and I'm like, so y'all wasn't gonna say nothing? So nobody was gonna say nothing to me, because you know, you don't really know sometimes how fast you can gain that weight. And you know, I've always felt like on the outside I've always been really confident, even like, you know, I take pride in like my fashion and things like that, because I am a bigger girl and I had to dress for my body.
Right.
I didn't want to be like someone that people talked about because I wasn't wearing things that were fitting for, or suited for my body. So being out there for those 2 years, like gave me that time to really like just focus on myself. And the biggest thing was just like, no pressure, Christina. Like if you can get there 3 times this week, that's great. If you can get there more, then that's wonderful. You know, just stay consistent.
Yeah.
And as I started to be more consistent with like my fitness, and I was feeling better and seeing results, then I just wanted to do other things for myself, like join like virtual women empowerment groups, and just watch like positive documentaries about like women conquering different trials and tribulations. And so like that just really continued to like help shape my confidence, like so going to therapy. And I think I talked about that last time. It's like all tied into the journey. Worrying about my skincare, I got really into like my hair care, Monact. I started spending a lot of money. I was into waist trainers, and that's not the point, guys. I'm not saying to just, you know, buy a bunch of things to make yourself feel good, but take care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. And that was so important for me. And so as the weight continued to like drop off me, which I'm still trying to lose it, but now I'm like, okay, I can show my arms in class. Like, I don't care if these things is flapping around like bats. I want the other women in here. Sorry, guys. That was really explicit. I want other women in here to feel like I can get to that point too, because like my coach is not perfect, but then she's still working on herself. And so like just our business has really like catapulted my confidence as well, because I know I have people looking at me, and I have a 10-year-old daughter that looks at me all the time. And even though she thinks I'm old and washed up, but I hear how other people tell me how she talks about me to them.
Right.
And it's like, my mom's so cool. Like, look at, like, she's teaching these classes. Like, my aunties have this business, and like they're helping people and transform their lives. So that just overall has built up my confidence 100%. And it's like, if I'm not strong for these ladies and my sisters aren't strong for them, like, who is gonna do it? Not that there's not other people doing similar things, but I know that what we offer is just a little bit different, and it's a different, genuine experience, honestly.
Definitely. Okay, popcorn, which sister?
I'll go. You can finish, sister. For me, for my fitness journey, as I've said earlier, being a former athlete, for me, I always had an expectation for my body to maintain, right? So after playing basketball, I gained a few lbs and I was not comfortable with it. Mind you, my sisters probably were like, oh, you look so good. I did not like it. I felt like, who is this? Like, I was thicker than a Snicker for me, for my body. And I did not like it. And so I like had to push, go to the gym, like watch what I was eating, doing all of those things. And, you know, over the course of the past few years, I was more comfortable with what my body looked like. It was back to what I was looking like at my prime in college. And, you know, now I'm 28, about to be 28, and I love the way my body looks. And I'm fortunate because I have a business that allows me to work on my fitness as well as do it with my sisters and be confident. Again, I know I have an athletic build. I know that it's not for everyone, but this is the body that I'm most comfortable in. And I definitely don't try to pressure people, right? My sisters and I have very different body types.
Right.
And we like different things, and we have different expectations for who we are and what we want. But all I know is like, this is what I want for myself, and I'm comfortable with it, and they gonna gas me up. And that's all that matters. You know, like, we're good, and I'm confident in that. So, and as long as other people are confident too with their bodies, and I know it's hard to not compare yourself to other people too, because I'll be a little TMI, like growing up, and even now, I have very small boobs. Like, they're small, and I was always insecure about that. My sister's got tickle bitties.
You got kids?
No kids.
It can change.
It's okay. I'm fine. But yeah, like, I'm insecure about that. So I definitely have insecurities. I'm not saying I'm not insecure by any means, but to this day, I'm 28, and I'm like, my niece is almost my age and got almost boobs of my size. I'm like,
She's 10.
jeez, like, what? All this to say is like, yeah, I'm confident in where I am, but I still have room to grow, and there's other insecurities that I still have that, you know, I still want to be comfortable in my own skin. So
yeah, that absolutely makes sense. I resonate with that a lot. Yeah.
So, speaking on a fitness journey, well, my fitness journey right now is currently at a halt, but we're going to pick up in 2024.
Which we can't see it, but ACL recovery, right?
Yes. It's been a struggle, but no, just, I guess with myself, just once I'm able to work out again, which I have been working, like my physical therapist, he put me on a bike. So I've been doing the bike. And it's like really crazy, like working out again, I guess, like, cause it's like real slow. And it's like before I used to be able to go real fast, and I didn't think like I would be in this situation. But I think just going back into working out and being like a healthier person, I just need to focus on like with our mind and soul. Yeah. And I think once I'm able to conquer those two things, then my body will follow.
Definitely. So I know for me, it's a constant roller coaster journey. Like, even if I'm at that place where I'm like, oh, I really like the way my body is right now, there's going to be those days where I'm like, what happened? and I want to like change the goals or whatever. I've had those seasons where I was absolutely at my thickest, and I thought I would love it. Like, I wanted to be thicker, but the moment I had it, it was like, actually, this isn't what I want. I'm tired all the time. And at that time, my mental health was super low. So I'm like, okay, there's some relationships here. Like, it's connecting. And then there's other times where I was technically at my fittest ever, but I was the least confident I'd ever been. And it had to do a lot with comparison, as you were noting. Like, at that time, it was like early college, coming out of high school, so I had a lot of body image issues, trying to be like the other dancers in the dance program when I went to U of A, things like that. And I was always the only black one too, so it just I'm like, my body does not look like these other girls. So now I feel a lot better, older, mature, in the sense of just being like, okay, I feel better today than when I was at my skinniest and fittest and strongest, but also then when I was at my, like, I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm somewhere in the middle, and I'm happy with that. But the journey never stops of wanting to be stronger, or you put on that outfit and you just don't like the way it fits, and then it sets you back, right? So my question for y'all, especially, you know, you talked about wearing different fashion to embrace your body type. Like, what do you do to get through those low moments and bring back your confidence? And or if you're in a change or pause, I'll say pause, not stop. If you're in a pause moment on your fitness journey and you're trying to figure out how to get back into it and build that confidence, what do you do? What have you done personally to get back on the high side of the roller coaster?
I'll go first. Definitely for me, it does start with my mind. I start to just try to like think through my thoughts and figure out like what is causing me to be in this mood, what's causing me to have these type of thoughts. And that can range from everything, like, right, something could have affected my daughter that day at school, or someone could have did something to her, work, friendships, and relationships. And so what I really try to do is just think about like resetting. I do that often. I often reset. I pray often as well. Like I do my best to give it to God, and sometimes I forget because I'm so like worried in my issues and whatever's going on in my life. And I'm like, okay, Christina, like, and we just left a funeral today. Now the pastor's in my head right now, Tracy. It's bigger than me, you know, and it's like when I look at myself in the mirror, even now, I feel like I'm in that resetting moment because I'm so focused on like everything else, from work to the business to the members to my daughter to her dad, my family. But I'm not like in the gym doing the things that I want to do to like shape my body the way I want to. Like I see it changing, but not as fast as I'd like it to go. Right. Or like I'm like, where's my butt going? You know, like I want to work on those things, but I'm not prioritizing. So it's like mentally, I know I got to get organized first and like and get my checklist going. Kelly's really taught me about that, like organizing my thoughts, writing them down. She's always like, where are those thoughts? Are they on a notepad somewhere? And I'm like, they're here somewhere.
So you lied to me? You said they were written down.
I do have things written down, not everything. But so yeah, for me, it really starts like internally. And I think I learned that just, you know, in therapy and just like growing up and being more mature and like understanding like these are things that I have to like break down first with myself before I can continue. Because like mentally, if I don't want to diet and I don't want to get to that gym, I'm not gonna go. Right. So I need to figure out what is stopping me and figure out either am I gonna tune those things out or am I gonna face those things head on, solve those things so that I can get into my journey. Because there will be things in your life that will block you from being able to, you know, accomplish certain goals.
Definitely.
So that's what I do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sister?
For me, I think just looking back at my old pictures and just reminding myself that I was that bitch and I still am that bitch. And I just have to remind myself, like, sometimes you get down like, oh no, I don't want to work out. Like, you have to be mentally prepared to go to the gym. Like, you have to mentally want to go there. And it's just like, because when you go to the gym, I don't know, it's just like everybody be staring at you, and it's just like the vibes sometimes just be off. So I think I have to just remind myself who I was and that I can get back to what I used to look like. Right. So it's just like all about mine and just working through that.
Yeah, like I've done it before, I could do it again.
Yes.
Yeah, similarly to both my sisters, I want to piggyback on that, but also like staying off social media. For me, that's a big one. Like whether that be Instagram or TikTok, is you see so many people that you know, or even people that you don't know, and you're like, dang, I ain't got it like that. Or like, you know, just fill in the blank for whatever it is that you're comparing it on. So that's one thing for me. And then two, just staying in the word. Like for me, is praying, like reading scripture is okay. When I'm down, no one here, whether it be my boyfriend, my sisters, my parents, like, yeah, I could talk to them and vent to them, but they really can't do anything about it. It's really me in my relationship and like what I truly believe in myself. So for me, it's like, okay, well, I gotta pray. I gotta, you know, talk to God about this because it's between me and him, and like really how I view myself, because he sees me in his best image. So why don't I see myself in that? Right. And so for me, that's a big thing. And when I'm off that journey, when I'm not in alignment with God, that's when I'm my least confident, and that's when I'm most down in those feels, because I'm not aligned with him. Yeah. So
yeah, I appreciate y'all sharing like these pieces of your journey and like kind of the advice that pulls you through, because I know there's going to be people watching and listening that are trying to figure out like, I'm at that stuck point right now. Like, how do I keep going? And sometimes it's just the reminder to say you can. Like, you don't have to stop. And self-sabotage is such a factor, I think, today. Like, when we're talking about comparison, we'll compare ourselves, realize we failed at whatever goal we set or the expectation that was too high. And then it's just like, well, that's me, that's what I do. And we just like start living into these negative thoughts of ourselves. And I see it for myself. I've experienced it. I've seen it for far too many women, especially. And I just want us to stop. Like, can't we hype each other up more and just like have grace in that moment to say, keep going. But I think it's so much tougher to have grace for ourselves than for each other.
Other people.
Yeah.
I definitely seen a statistic recently that people that practice gratitude are like happier people and they treat people better. And I think that's like one of the number one things is like, what are we really crying about? Because I'm not dripped in Fendi and driving the Maserati. And like, you know, comparison again, like Kelly said, is killer. But it's like, I'm so blessed. Like, you know, we have roofs over our heads. We're able to buy ourselves a meal. You know, even I know my sister going through her recovery, it's like how important it is to be able to use our legs and be able to walk properly in our hands. Like when I get pain in my hands, I'm like, Christina, don't forget your carpal tunnel exercises, because you're still at a point where you can reverse that.
Right.
And like, let's not forget those things, because everything can be just so much worse, so much harder. And even then in those times, that's when God tests you the most in your gratitude and what you're, you know, thankful for what you actually have, before he can continue to pour more into you and continue to bless you with more. So I think that's just so important for us to be just like constantly just thankful for what we have, because always dwelling on what we don't is just not going to get us anywhere.
I love that. Well, we're starting to come towards the end of our conversation today, though I'm excited to see what kind of conversations we'll have from this and developing from this, and hopefully listeners and folks will engage with us too, because I love having these kinds of conversations on how we can build each other up, truly. And I want to see MindBodySoul Lab grow, so no matter where I'm going across the state, across the country, we can be hyping each other up. So like last couple questions really is just, I want to know from your own journeys, now that you've shared some pieces of your fitness journey, but greater journey, like journey of life and as sisters even, and growing up in blended families, things like that. Like, what is one tip you would want to give to the younger you looking back now?
Let me think about this one. Unless maybe you guys got it.
I would say love hard, but always love myself more.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's good.
Yeah, that's my tip.
Put that on the wall.
That I would say to my younger self, yes, it's good to love people, but love yourself more. Like, don't ever love someone more than what you're giving yourself. Like, pour more into yourself than what you pour into other people, because you can lose track and lose yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
You still thinking? It's brewing. The first thing that's coming to mind right now to me is expectations. Release those expectations that you have for yourself, and release the expectations that other people have of me. Yeah, I think definitely for me and my childhood, my sisters know, like, you know, I played sports, I did everything, and I was very high achieving, and I guess I still am, but I have these expectations because I don't want to fail my sisters. I don't want to fail my parents. So I have to like release those expectations, because they already know I've done so much. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start crying. Don't cry. Exactly. They don't.
You put them on yourself.
But like, I put it on myself because I've done so much, but I don't have to keep doing it out of an expectation that I think that they've put on me. Yeah. So that's what I would say.
Love it.
I'm all still thinking. I'm just kidding. Definitely don't put so much pressure on yourself. I think it's similar to what Kelly says, like putting all these expectations, and I think I put a lot of like pressure on myself to live up to a certain like status or a certain place, just because I am the oldest sister at that. So I think I just put a lot of pressure on myself to like be everything for everyone, and like my family loves me like flaws and all when I'm not doing well and when I am doing well. So, you know, not always having to feel like you have to be perfect all the time. So, yeah. And I think I was such a bad kid that now that I'm an adult, you know, I try my best to, you know, do as good as I can. But it's not that serious, because I know that my family's going to love me regardless. So.
Good. Okay, then my last question from our personal journeys now going into the business is, it's 2024 now, so what can we expect from Mind Body Soul Lab?
Ooh, you can expect more classes to be offered. You can expect more coaches to be trained by. You can expect, I think, more pop-ups from the Mind Body Soul Lab in more areas that we've done within, the West Coast region. So you'll definitely be seeing more of us.
Okay.
No, she said everything.
Definitely, hopefully, yes, more pop-ups. We do want to get eventually to like another area of like California, but like right now I think our most important like focus is the Bay Area and like San Jose in general. We do want to start offering like challenges and like programs for our clients as well. Because I think we've really like mastered the experience portion. So we really want them to also continue to like monitor their results. Like we're seeing results, but like at how fast and like, how many pounds are you losing, how many inches, and like what are you truly eating? Like we're really big on food. We're foodies, we're mixed with a lot of different races in our family. So, coming up with some nutrition plans that are actually like friendly to things that like we would actually eat. Because, I actually did a challenge and I purchased it from Punch King Fitness. I'm sorry, guys. Back in the summer. And I did 1 week and I quit and I gave them $150. And it was because that meal plan was so strict. It just was not realistic for who I am and my lifestyle. And the people that we have are everyday people. They're not super like gym crazy people. So, we want to continue to cater to that audience and let them know that there's a program that could fit for them. So just so much more to come for us in the new year. More interviews, news interviews, podcast interviews, photo shoots, Instagram. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
So more to come 2024.
Yay, I love it. Well, we'll definitely include links to follow, how to contact y'all in the description and everything. But Chris, thank you for coming back and for bringing your sisters this time, Kelly and Tracy. Thank you so much.
You.
I'm excited to see what's to come for y'all individually and for your business. So that's all for me. It's a wrap. Y'all feel good?
Yes.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in to the Here to Uplift podcast. I hope you're finishing this episode feeling inspired and ready to take action. We want to keep the stories and inspiration coming, so please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with a friend. We really appreciate it. Welcome to the Uplift community, friend. Please join us for another episode soon.